It's your girl Roxie with Roxie Says, and we're going to talk about it. Today we are reviewing Ready to Love Season 10, Episode 1. And when I tell you I am so excited to be reviewing this show for y'all, I have heard so many good things about this show, and I heard it gets real messy. And you know we like a little bit of mess over here, don't we? So let's get right into it. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell because, baby, I am reviewing Traitors, Married at First Sight, and Love is Blind when it comes on, and you're not going to want to miss it because we have a good time over here. We have fun over here, all right? So thank you so much for hitting all those buttons for me. Let's get right into this review. So as the episode opens up, we are in Philadelphia, baby, the city of love, and we are with our host, Tommy Miles. Now, some of you may know him as Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, okay? And he says that he is looking for some sexy singles who are here for life, liberty, and the pursuit of love and happiness. So we have 20 eligible singles, okay? He says that they're eligible and they're coming together to find that good old black love. And some will find it, but some will get eliminated during the process. But these mixers have been split in two, so we're meeting the first 10 people today, and the second set of people will be in the next episode. See, y'all already starting with the mess. So you're gonna have 10 people meet up, mix, mingle, and bond today, only to drop 10 new people on them tomorrow. I'm here for it, though. I can't even lie. So first we meet Deanna. She is a 35-year-old firefighter. And as soon as she meets Liam and tells him that, he was like, girl, what? Because you do not come across female firefighters every day. But she says that she wants to be feminine at home because she has to be so masculine at work. And she's been doing this for 10 years. But she also says that she would never, ever date a firefighter. And I think that firefighters are on that list of men not to date. I've seen it circulating online, right? And I think I've seen cops on the list, military men, pilots, firefighters, and a whole lot more other occupations, all right? So she's like, no firefighters for me. So Liam, he is a 42-year-old Sagittarius, and he's a gym owner. He says that he's into fitness, nutrition, long walks on the park, and rubbing feet. And baby, all throughout this episode, and even in some previews, he is focused on these women's feet and their toes. He really has a foot thing going on, all right? He says that he went through a lot as a child because he was adopted, and he said that he had to start focusing on filling his own cup so that he can attract that love that he's been looking for so that it can also be reciprocated, all right? So next up, we meet Angie. She is a 40-year-old bartender, and she's been happily engaged previously. She says that that was the best relationship that she has ever been in. He was attentive, he was supportive, and he was the best lover that she's ever had. But unfortunately, shortly after he proposed, he had a heart attack and he passed away in his sleep, okay? So she feels like her happily ever after was just snatched away from her, but she says that she's done the healing and she's found closure and she is ready to find love again. So I would definitely imagine that she has been looking for someone who treats her just like her ex did, all right? Next, we meet Eddie. He is a 31-year-old general contractor with his own construction company, and he says that he loves what he does. He also says that he is going to cook for you, baby. He is going to take you on trips and he is going to build you your dream home. I said, okay, Eddie, you sounding good so far. But he does say that sometimes his work can take up a whole lot of his time. So he is looking for a woman who understands that. And I definitely get the impression that work is always going to come first in Eddie's life. So next we meet Kiara. She is a 33-year-old insurance specialist, and she says that she grew up spoiled, okay? So she expects that same treatment in a relationship. Open up her door, get her flowers, and make her feel like you are thankful that you even have the opportunity to take her out. I said period, Kiara, period, all right? Next, we meet John, but sometimes they call him Jay, and he is a 34-year-old cybersecurity specialist. Let's hope he don't do the type of cybersecurity that Tyler from Love is Blind does. If you know, you know, all right? But he says that he feels confident walking into the mixer. He said he feel like Denzel Washington, baby. And let me tell you something about Jay. He has a habit of comparing himself to celebrities who he looks nothing alike. Okay, we gonna get to it. But as soon as he comes in, Deanna, that's the firefighter who we met earlier, she is immediately attracted to him. She says that he is tall and chocolatey and she would love to eat him up. I said, okay, girl. We also learned that Jay is a single dad and his children's mother lives in Virginia and he has primary custody of his children. He loves being a single father, but he definitely welcomes a beautiful relationship, and his kids are also really excited for him to find love. So next we meet Sahara. Sahara is a 35-year-old home health care agent, and she says that her psychic told her that she gonna find her soulmate right now in July. So where he at? Where is he? And off the bat, you can tell that Sahara is going to be a trip because as soon as anyone mentions the desert in regards to her name, she is quick to let them know, yeah, but I ain't dry though. I said, okay, girl. Okay, girl. So Sahara is very spiritual. She says that she has burned a candle or two and buried a candle or two to get rid of someone in the past. And I'm like, get rid of them. How, girl? Get rid of them how? So Tommy welcomes them to the most successful dating experiment in the country. And I'm like, okay, that's good. Let me know in the comments if he's hyping it up a bit too much or if what he's saying is true. Because like I said before, I review these other reality shows, these other love dating reality shows like Love is Blind and Married at First Sight. And child, it is abysmal over there. It is abysmal over there. So let me know if my hopes should be high or low for this show. So after they helped Tommy out with his Philly lingo, because he was trying to say John. I'm from New York City, so I might be saying it wrong too. John. Tommy lets them know that things are going to be a little different this time because we see all the flowers, we see all the champagne, but they're not there for no reason. No, ma'am. He says, y'all are actually at the very first Ready to Love wedding. So this is the wedding of a couple from the Washington, D.C. season. And he says that although the majority of people did not think that they were ready to love, they made it today and they are proving everyone wrong. So now Cornelius and Camille are getting married. Now, I don't know these people from anywhere. This is my first time watching this show and reviewing this show, so fill me in on the comments. Are these two toxic? Are y'all surprised that they getting married? Should they be getting married? Give me all the tea down below. Just give me all the tea down below, okay? Because even Tommy was like, he didn't think they were gonna make it. I was like, well, damn, how you gonna say that before somebody's wedding? Tommy. So of course, everyone is super excited to see a successful couple from the same process they're about to go through, okay? So the ceremony is very sweet and I loved their vows. I was smiling from ear to ear, but why do I get the feeling that y'all gonna hop in the comments and say, girl, don't believe a word they say. Those two are a hot ass mess. Is that what y'all gonna say? I'm gonna look out for your comments, all right? So Tommy is the officiant of the wedding, which I think is super dope. So they start reading their vows, and Cornelius says that he just loves his beautiful, chocolate, curvaceous bride because she has so much charisma and spunk. He speaks on her character, and he says that she is the loving person that he has prayed for. And he thanks her for being beautiful on the inside and out. And Camille thanks Cornelius for being her person and helping her know that she didn't have to do it all alone as a single mom. And she says that he told her straight up one day, look, if you want to be in my life, you're going to have to chill out, sis. You're going to have to chill out. And because of that, she was able to throw away her Miss Independent cape. And she thanks him for loving her in a way that she has never been loved before. And most of all, for being a God-fearing protector and provider and showing her son what it looks like for his mother to be loved correctly. Their vows were beautiful. Their vows were absolutely beautiful. Child, when they finished their vows, Tommy called her by her name. He was like, oh, Camille. She was like, oh, doctor. Oh, doctor, get it right. I know that's right. Correct them every time, sis. So they say I do. They exchange their rings and they share a kiss. And it was a cute wedding. Everything was fine until it was time to throw that bouquet. All right, so Camille throws her bouquet. Both Angie and Kiara catch the bouquet. But the way that Angie yanked that bouquet out of Kiara's hands, I was like, I would have been like, girl, you can have it. It is not that serious. It is not that serious. And everyone and myself was like, well, damn. That was a lot. She did a bit too much, all right? So the wedding is over and it is time for the first mixer to get started. Tommy tells them, look, as much time and energy as y'all spent on looking good today, take that same amount of time and energy and effort into getting to know each other because at the end of this mixer, two of y'all will be going home. So immediately we see that Angie is feeling Wayne because he's tall and she says she likes his big old feet. She tells him that she is one of 11 children and she has 6 brothers, so family is very important to her. Now Wayne is a 36-year-old project manager and family is very important to him as well as he calls himself a mama's boy. He says that he's extremely close to his mother and he shares all of his big moments with her. He says that he wants 1 to 3 kids, and when Wayne asks Angie what her type is, she says, well, if I'm being honest, my type is you. Straight like that. I was like, okay, Angie, okay. And they exchange numbers. And I'm like, look at Angie snatching up bouquets and numbers. So next we see Deanna. She is chatting it up with Jay. And he tells her that he's been told that he looks like Omar Epps. Now listen. I've done seen Omar Epps plenty of times. Omar Epps actually lived in my old building. So I would see him in the gym. I would see him at CVS. And sir, you do not look like Omar Epps. And I'm talking about today's Omar Epps. You don't even look like today's Omar Epps. So I know damn well you're not talking about Juice Omar Epps. I know damn well you're not talking about loving basketball, Omar Epps. I know you're not. I know you're not. Maybe you meant to say a different name, just like how you said you felt like Denzel walking in there. Maybe you getting your names mixed up because as soon as you said that, I was like, who?
What? Oh, what? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Yeah, because who said it? Who said it? Anyway, next we see True and Naeem, and he says that she immediately caught his eye, so he wanted to see what's up. And he lets her know out the gate that he thinks that she is a beautiful baddie. When he asks True why she isn't married, True says because there are no quality men out here. They don't want to commit, they don't want to step up, and they need therapy. She feels like therapy is essential, and Naeem kisses her hand when she says that, and he's like, I love you for saying that, because he thinks that therapy is essential as well, or at least he says he does. I think that men by now know that women like a man who's been to therapy, who is in therapy, okay, who's trying to figure himself out. So we see them come on these shows and they sprinkle that in there all the time. Oh, I've been to therapy, I'm in counseling, I'm healing, I'm on my journey, you know, all of that. Not saying that Naeem hasn't really been to therapy and that he's doing the work. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. So True is a 35-year-old brand partnership manager, and in her confessional, she says that she has taken the time to reflect and heal after some bad relationships, and a lot of people don't do that. But she has done the work, so she is ready for something real with someone who is healthy and positive. Naeem says that in the past, he's went in a little bit too fast, and in just a few, we're gonna find out what the result of Naeem going in too fast and coming out too slow is, okay? We gonna get to it. So he says that he has dealt with abandonment issues and he's tried to find that unconditional love ever since. So True thinks that Naeem is fine and she really appreciated him showing his vulnerability in that conversation. So we'll see where this goes, all right? Next we see Jay and Nikki, and they step aside for a little conversation, and Jay is feeling her because he thinks that she is a baddie and he is loving her curves, all right? He lets her know that he has 2 kids, but him and his ex just didn't work out. They were together for 11 years, but he says that he walked away because he wanted more in his life and he didn't have time to bicker with her about the small stuff. And I said, I would love to know what he considers the small stuff to be. I'm just curious. So Kiki says that she loves that he has a job and that he loves to work, because I know Kiki was thinking, you got 2 kids, you better be making some money, fool. But in her confessional, she says that she was absolutely loving everything that he had to say, and he's gonna be her man. And they start making wedding plans immediately, all right? So next we meet Will. He is a 41-year-old biotech recruiter. We learned that Will is twice divorced and he didn't pick the right person both times, all right? And he says that both marriages happened right after one of his parents had passed away. So I'm guessing that he was trying to say that he was vulnerable during that time. So he had a real desire to just connect himself to someone. Okay, now this is his story. His exes might have a different story, all right? But he's been single for 5 years, and now he has set the bar very high for his next relationship because he wants the love that his parents had. So him and Sahara, they have a little chat, and Sahara says that she's been single for 1 year and her ex broke up because he had issues. And Will goes and says if his issue was chronic masturbation. And Sahara's like, boy, what? What the hell are you talking about? Like what? But she says that, look, she's come here with an open mind and an open heart, so she's willing to entertain Will just for a little bit. She then asks him if he wants kids, and he says, well, if the woman I'm with wants kids, then okay. If she doesn't want kids, then okay. But Sahara feels like that answer shouldn't be dependent on who you're with, right? He should know if he wants kids or not, no matter who's in his life. Now, obviously, circumstances might affect if it happens, but you should at least know if you want them or not. And Sahara says that she knows for sure that she wants kids, all right? So, child, next we see Naeem and Kiara, and he is loving her hair and he is loving those toes. He just love him some feet. So he tells her that he's a gym owner and a dad. And Kiara says, oh, cool, I'm a boy mom. I have a 14-year-old and a 7-year-old. So then Kiara asks him how many children he has. And Naeem says that he has 5 children. 5. Then she asks him how many baby mothers he has, and Naeem says, oh, baby mamas, I got 3. Yeah, I have 3. And I was waiting for Kiara to immediately get up from the table, okay? Because he says that his baby mothers, they only come with a little bit of drama. I said, sir, what? Excuse me? But he says, look, I don't allow the BS, and I wouldn't even be able to do something like this if they didn't take me seriously. But in Kiara's confessional, she's like, look, That's a lot. That's a lot of kids. She already has 2 kids of her own. She's wondering if his exes ever try to spin the block. Does he spin the block on his exes? And it's looking like a red flag. So she does tell him that she doesn't want anyone coming into her life bringing her any extra drama. And I said, period, sis, protect your peace. And Naeem, he takes a sip of his drink and he makes a face as if this is the first time that he's ever heard this before. I am sure you hear this all the time, sir. 5 kids is a lot. But it would be one thing if maybe he had 5 kids and 1 baby mama, or 5 kids and 1 ex-wife, right? Y'all just didn't work out. Things happen. But 3, definitely expect for most people to not want to deal with that, especially in this economy, sir. Bye. So next we see that True is feeling Eddie. She says that he is fine and he is tall, and she can tell that he gets a lot of female attention. And I'm like, seriously, Eddie, why are you here? Why are you here? You telling me that you couldn't find any woman off of this show? Huh? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so all of the ladies are clearly feeling him as well. And we see Eddie and Naeem, they're having a conversation and they're both saying that they're actually satisfied with the first batch of women because, you know, they're going to meet the next batch in the next episode. Eddie is feeling Angie and he says that he is here to get married. Next, we see Eddie, he's having a little chat with Deanna, and Deanna is really feeling him too. And she says that he is her ideal type. We see them sit down for a private chat, and I was cracking up when she told him that she was a stripper. He was like, girl, what? He was like, what? But when she finally told him that she was actually a firefighter, you immediately saw his face change completely. And he was like, ooh, I like her. It was all over his face. He starts licking his lips and all of that. All right. And in his confessional, he was like, yeah, that got me. That got me. He was really impressed by her career, and he thinks that she is beautiful and ambitious. And he tells her, girl, I am scared of you. And they look cute to me already. Okay, I already have my fingers crossed for them. So, child, next we see Will telling everyone about his past marriages. And he says that he married his first wife because he didn't want to marry a woman who his mom never met. Okay, and they only lasted for 1 year because he never really liked her in the first place. I said, Will. I said, Will. So instead of going to see the lady, you went and married someone who you knew you didn't like. Okay, Will talks too much for me, and he's very unserious, not only to me, but to everyone else. Child, next we see True and Jay, and she says that she wants to find out if the vibe between them is real or if he's just spitting game. So she tells him that she's looking for someone to build and start a family with, and he tells her that he is here for love because he was doing his thing. He was being a little player before, and True was like, oh, not a player. Check please. And he was like, player? Boy, you just said you were a player. Was that a slip up, sir? But he does say that he was single, so he was just doing his thing. But before that, he was with his baby's mother for 11 years, and they got together when they were only 19 years old. So the True, that looks like he doesn't know how to commit, because you can be with someone for 11 years, and for 11 years, you were still doing your own thing, or hanging marriage over their head when you know damn well that you were just using them as a placeholder, all that. Not saying that that's what happened in Jay's situation, but that does happen, all right? So Jay says that he's had his fun for the last 4 years. And again, True was like, oh, so you were a hoe for 4 years. He's like, hold on. I never said that I was a hoe. I didn't say all that. Where are you getting this from? And he immediately starts getting irritated and he's rolling his eyes. Now, maybe True is just poking fun, or maybe that's really how she feels. But I think that it's a bit much to call someone a hoe the very first time you met them, because True, if he was like, oh, I was single for 4 years, and he was like, oh, so you was just a hoe for 4 years, I'm sure you would be offended as well. Okay. So she asks him what was wrong with him. And he's like, oh my God. Oh my goodness, I know how to commit. I just told you I was with my ex for 11 years. And she's like, well, that don't mean that you were committed. And it doesn't. But child, True called him a player one more time. And he was like, you know what, just it. He was like, it, okay? He was over her. And True made the face like, okay, like, boy, I don't give a damn what you got to say. And I'm like, ooh, keep these two far away from each other, all right? So then we see Tommy. He comes to chat with the men, and he asks them how everything is going so far. So Will says that Angie has caught his eye, maybe because she's wearing red. Again, Will is very unserious all the time. And Eddie also says that Angie is cool, but who he's really feeling is Deanna. But hold up, because Wayne is also feeling Deanna. They're all loving the firefighter, okay? But both Jay and Naeem are feeling Kiara. So when he asks them who they aren't feeling, Eddie says that he is not feeling Sahara. He gets a bit of a city girl vibe from her. And Jay says, look, we can be friends, but it would definitely never be anything romantic. And as we already know, he cannot stand True's ass because he's like, damn, I made one little joke and she started asking me all these questions. And Wayne said the same thing. He's like, look, I felt like I was on LinkedIn. He said he felt like he was on LinkedIn. Then Tommy asks the ladies how they felt about the guys. And Kiara says that she's really feeling Jay and she feels like he just gets her. She wants all the girls to know that that is her man, her man, her man. But she's also attracted to Eddie. True, Deanna and Sahara are all also attracted to Eddie and they're feeling him too. But Deanna says that she's really feeling Wayne. Now, Kiara says that who she isn't feeling is Naeem, his 5 kids, and his 3 baby mamas. She's like, look, I already have 2 kids. Where the hell we gonna live with 7 kids? Where are we gonna live with 7 kids? We also find out that the ladies are not feeling Will because he gives Def Comedy Jam every damn day and don't nobody have time for that, all right? So now it is finally time to find out what's what. And we see Tommy ask Will and Naeem to come forward because unfortunately, one of them will be leaving. They are in the bottom 2. And Naeem is completely shocked. And I'm like, sir, why are you shocked? You have 5 kids and 3 baby mothers. Are you seriously shocked right now? And Will, the ladies want to know if you are able to be serious. And Will, he gets it. He's like, look, I understand I might not be everyone's cup of tea. So the ladies decide that the person who isn't ready to love is Will. And I was like, hold up. Y'all are really keeping the man with 5 kids and 3 baby mamas over Will? I mean, honestly, they both can go. They both can go. But out of the 2, you would rather take your chances with Naeem over Will? Now I'm a bit concerned for the ladies because which one of y'all made that decision? I need to know. I need to know. I need answers, ladies. What is going on? And do you think for a second that any one of those men would keep your ass here with 5 kids and 3 baby daddies? No. So it is time for the ladies, and he calls up Sahara and True. And Sahara is shocked too, but honestly, if I was a man, Sahara and True would be in my bottom 2 as well. Out of these ladies, Sahara and True would definitely be in my bottom 2. So Tommy lets True know that she did a bit too much with her questioning and she made the men feel like they were on an interview. She needs to have more fun. And in her confessional, she's like, look, this whole group of men is trash to me anyways. I was like, well, damn True. So he lets Sahara know that she's been giving homie vibes. And he also lets her know that she is not ready for love. But before Tommy dismisses everyone and sends them packing, okay, he asks Will and Ciara to come forward. And he says, you know what? I'm going to throw y'all a little curveball in this. I'm going to shake things up a bit because I don't think that it's fair to eliminate anybody without y'all having a chance to meet the second batch of 10 people at the next mixer. So of course, they're super happy for the opportunity. And Will says, look, I can try to be a little bit more serious, but at the end of the day, I can only be myself. Meanwhile, Sahara turns around and she's like, I don't F with any of y'all. I don't F with any of y'all. And she says that she is completely done with this group of men and she's ready for the next 5 men. And I said, not you quitting after you already got fired. Girl, they already fired you. You can't quit now. I'm sure the feeling is mutual, okay? I'm sure it's mutual. So, child, that was it for episode 1. I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm already hooked on the show. Tell me all of your thoughts below. Tell me all of your predictions, who you think is going to get together, stay together, all of it. Also, make sure you get down in the comments and fill me in on anything that you think I should know about the show. Before you leave, please, please, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit the notification bell. I really appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.